All right, good afternoon, Principles of Engineering PLTW. We are working on activity 3.1.3, basic inputs programming. So once again, you're going to need your test bed. You're going to need your computer. Very good. You're going to need your partners, so the same ones you've been working with. And then you're going to have your instructions in MyPLTW opened up. So make sure you go through. I've already set mine all up, but you're going to go through and form same groups once again. Make sure your test bed's connected. We're going to go over parts 1 and 2 of using the bump switch. Make sure your Cortex is set up correctly. You should not have unconnected any wires. So all you need to do is set up your motor and sensor setup. Once you're done with that, so I've done that, I'm going to go File. I'm going to go Save As again. And on my H drive, I'm going to do a _3_1_3 basic inputs. So make sure you guys save your files. Good stuff to review later. Basic inputs. Rich man. Okie doke. Save. So now that's good. I'm going to compile that program. I'm going to download it to my robot. So now it's good to go. Exit that out. So once you guys have your motor and sensor setup done and everything's good to go, we're going to use the program below in the task main section. So once again, in between our curly braces, this code reads as until bump switch, semicolon, start motor, wait 5 seconds, stop motor. So what's going to happen is once I click start, nothing's going to happen until I hit the bump switch, if I did it right. So we'll see. Until bump, all right, and I named mine bump switch, semicolon, until bump, start motor, and then I'm going to tell it which motor. Let's do the right motor. And then if something like auto populates, if you hit enter, it'll automatically fill it in for you. 63, so I'm turning it on half speed. Then wait 5 seconds, semicolon. Once again, that semicolon is necessary, otherwise your computer doesn't know that the next command is a line down. So stop motor then, and right motor, and close it off, semicolon. So until bump, start motor, then wait 5 seconds, then stop motor. So I'm going to compile the program. Code generation not performed. Errors during compilation. So let's see what I did wrong. Okay. What happened is it doesn't recognize this term, bump switch. So if I go back into my motor sensor setup, I accidentally put a space between bump, or I did bum switch, not bump. So B-U-M-P, not B-U-M-B. So I was like bum switch. Okay, we're doing a bump switch. So now if I try that again, compile program, it does recognize it. See how it turned red before it was black? So it didn't recognize the terminology. So bump switch, we're going to download that, and now we should have no more issues. So now I hit the battery is not powered on. So that means my battery died. Okay, so what I'm going to do, give me a second, and I'm going to switch out the battery. Luckily, I've charged multiple batteries, and we are good to go. Alright, so let me plug this battery in, and we should be good to go. Plugging it in, turning on the Cortex. I'm going to unplug the VexNet. So sometimes what you need to do to get it to recognize is unplug this and then plug it back in. All right. So, and now I'm going to try and do this again. Download the robot. Okay. So I'm going to hit start. So nothing's happening right now. Okay. I haven't hit my bump switch. currently it's just like, are you touching it? I don't know. It's still 0. So nothing's happening because I haven't touched the bump switch. As soon as I turn on that bump switch though, now it's going to run for 5 seconds and then it's going to stop the motor after 5 seconds. Boom. Now if I hit the bump switch again, nothing, because I haven't told it to redo the code. And we'll get into statements later that allow us to repeat code. But for now, this is where we're at. So once again, if I was going to do this again, I would start the code again. Now it's double checking again. Are you touching the bump switch? No, no, no. And touch. Now it works 5 seconds long. And then it turns off again. So that's how you know you did your code right. I'm going to exit out of the debugger window here. And I'm going to save my program, just so I know that's right so far. Next is to question 13 tells you to write a program that performs the following simple behaviors. So make sure you guys are reading through those. I'm not doing the entire assignment with you guys. I'm just giving you enough information to get started. And then you're going to do it together in your groups. If you get to a stopping point, though, talk to another group. All right. There are plenty of people that are, this probably isn't their first experience with coding, so they might be a little further ahead. Part 3 is using the potentiometer, where you'll go into that. Using your potentiometer, remember that is this object here, kind of like a dimmer switch. Okay, so you could make it so that like a light dims or something like that. So you go through that entire assignment using the optical shaft encoder, using the infrared lines sensor. There's a bunch of different codes here that you guys are going to try. So make sure you get through that. Work together in your groups. Take notes as you're going through. But other than that, don't race through your guys' setup. If you set up your motors and sensors incorrect, or you write your basic code incorrect, you're going to run into problems later when we get into more complicated code. So with that, work together in groups. If you get to a stopping point, help each other, and have a good day. Toodles, y'all.